Blog Talk Radio.
Increase the knowledge and truth I bring you. Faith beyond measure, forever the King Jew. Pet is a basket, I need not fruit. Men for Mashiach, get imminent truth. Wretch in the beginning, tomorrow that's you. Knowledge in your name, I'm trained to give to. I left to the top, first and last 22. Hashik, Kayir, virtuous, that's 22. 441, add up the truth. Flip it 144, 12 tries 2. Matthew 1 verse 17, that's 14. Add up, baby, what you get? 14, 14 times 3, 42, stop. Number 33, that's 42, stop. The code. The dedication, my nation, thank you. As I start the ministry, 33 and a half crucified, save we a baby, speaking out the mouth of babes. In my head of water, pictorial page. Pay attention, Elohim, head shepherd man, to leading God and water, the son of man. Yud I flip, mediator of the heaven, that's I left, like I left, raining from the heavens, blessed and baraka. Tommy, Akata, Barakata, how I'm a rated teacher. Rabbi, there's only one, so my name is Rabbi. Some wonder who the rap is truly for. Dollar, that's the door, Hebrew metaphors I pour. Filled up with the spirit to increase the knowledge as soon as you hear it. Amen. God's mighty hear my head. Valley of dry bones, resurrected dead. Get bed, get up and walk like Lazarus. Tomorrow from the line, we shine Nazareth.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Kwam Yasha'Allah.
Aman.
Shit. Kwam Yasha'Allah. G-Rise. Kwam Yasha'Allah. People of the book. To the increase of knowledge and truth. 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 We the people of the book. To the increase of knowledge and truth. To the increase of knowledge and truth. Shalom and brother Brian. In here with brother Arthur and Sister Tamar. You're live on the People of the Book show. To the increase of knowledge and truth. Hebrew bars and verses on Blog Talk Radio. Let's get it.
Amen. Welcome everybody to another episode of Hebrew Bars and Verses. The People of the Book, Hebrew Bars and Verses. I'm your host, Tamar. I want to just, I pray that I pray that everybody's having a good week so far. I'm going to say that first. I did want to make sure that we are all keeping and available to help our brothers and sisters in Houston, and also they're talking about the weather down in Florida and the Miami area. So I did want to read this real quick. Psalm 32, verses 5 through 7. It says, I acknowledge my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah. For this shall everyone that is godly pray unto thee in the time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. So just keeping them in mind and keeping them in prayer and checking on your people. You know, that's one thing that we're trying to do through the radio station is not only to promote artists with their gifts and things like that, but to make sure people know one another. We should know somebody in the next state over. We should know somebody in our city, especially if we're calling ourselves a nation of people. And one nation of people don't know who they brothers and sisters are, who else is in the government that they in. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I don't want to be rambling about that, but it's really important for us to gather ourselves together, and we know the books say that, but just for also practical reasons, to know somebody in your state, to be able to check on one another, as often as we can, and to be there and to be available to help, because that's the Torah. The Torah is heavy on making sure we take care of one another. So anyway, keep y'all in my thoughts and prayers, and I pray that everything goes well. Of course, the Most High is always in control of everything, but anyway, all right. Hey, Asa.
Shalom.
Hey.
Good word.
Amen.
Amen.
So a few quick announcements. We are in season 2 of the Hebrew Hip Hop Awards, and last night was episode 1, and the category was Fresh Out of the Water. So acknowledging artists who may not be new to music, but they turned their gifts recently over to the Most High, and they producing a good truth music. So the poll is currently open. If you are on Facebook, the group is Hebrew Hip Hop Awards. Go ahead and join the group, and then you could share music that you know, people that you know, and then also polls up there, and the artists that were nominated, they're listed up there, and you can go ahead and cast your vote. And the poll will be open until Sunday, September 10th, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 Central is when it closes, and you can cast your vote there. Next week's category, Most High Willing, will be Album of the Year. So I'm looking forward to that. I love trying to talking about these artists and stuff, but that'll be the category for next week's topic. And Hebrew Hip Hop Awards airs every Monday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and it's an open conversation, open forum. We invite y'all to send your music in, tell us about somebody, or we don't know everything. We do the best that we can, but we want to acknowledge everybody's gifts in the nation and encourage one another to continue with it. So that's that. A few quick announcements, only a few about upcoming gatherings. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, Yasharella Nation, our brother in Kansas, just announced that he is releasing Spiritual Warfare Part 2. He says coming fall/winter, which is really vague, but once we get the information, we'll continue to let y'all know when that's coming up. Also, 2 concerts. Sapara Nahar, who is out of Charlotte, North Carolina, she'll be performing at the Great Awakening concert, which will be in Charlotte, North Carolina. It'll be on September 16th. The time is from 8 to 11 at the Babies Ford Road Vocational Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. Of course, more information is forthcoming. If you need any information about specifics, you can send us a message on our Facebook page to the Increasing Knowledge. Is that what it's called? Yeah. To the Increasing Knowledge and Truth Radio. It's on Facebook. You can send some message about that. Also, there is the Hebrew Winter Gathering hosted by Yah's House, December 21st through the 24th. December 21st to the 24th. It'll be in Louisville, Kentucky. For more information about that, the email is yahshouse7@gmail.com. Yeah, sorry, 1 second. All right. Sorry, 1 second, y'all. Hold on. All right, so we'll go ahead and get into it. So tonight's guest is a brother that I met a long time. I'm not that old. So he inboxed me a couple of years ago, and I didn't know who he was, obviously, because I think I'm suspect of everybody, but he inboxed me, and then it come to find out we went to high school together. So anyway, he's doing the true music, and it's amazing to me. I'm so excited to talk to him and catch up with him, but just to see how, no encounter is an accident, to think back, because I've since moved away from Chicago, but a lot of people that I knew, everybody seems to be doing well, at least on a carnal level. People have been pretty successful worldly wise, but you wonder, who knew what or who knows what now. So anyway, I'm excited to bring the brother on. So without further ado, welcome. Hey, Quentin.
Oh. You hear me, Tamar?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is Elyahreev. I'm just making sure that everything is crystal clear. You know what I'm saying?
It's cool. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be here. Shalom. And I'm just happy to be this whole experience. Just happy to be opened up to like a lot of different artists. I explored the blog and checked out a couple of the artists that I really, really dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I even want to purchase some of that stuff. So yeah, I'm I'm happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to talk to you. I'm happy to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear from you too. So, so just tell the listeners, a little bit about who you are, where you come from, and then we'll jump into the interview. So go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Elyahreev Immortal. You know what I'm saying? Elyahreev, and I'm from Chicago. Of course, Tamar said earlier, we went to the same high school together and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Chicago right now. I live in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Been doing music since back in the days at Morgan Park, Tamar. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was doing music.
No,
so,
I remember.
So, with the experience, you know what I'm saying, we just sharpen it up and make sure it's laser sharp. And, back then, definitely I wasn't aware of anything. Like, you know what I'm saying, I didn't know the truth. I didn't know anything back in those days. But I still was working on the music. So, and right now I live in New York City. I'm doing music. I'm doing videos. And, we could talk about a lot of things. But if there's anything you want to know, just let me know. Definitely.
Yeah, well, we ask everybody this question. How did you come into the knowledge of the truth? Everybody's journey is different. But what happened? What happened with you? How did you come to the understanding that you currently have? Concerning who we are. Mm-hmm.
That story is that's a certain type of story because what had happened actually was of course the people that I came up with, Curtis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Keyshawn, all that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Keyshawn,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back in those days, it was like, I basically came up in the church, you know what I'm saying? But really, I really didn't really know nothing about nothing. But I came up during the era of, like, everybody wanted to know knowledge and everybody wants, you know what I'm saying, wanted to know truth. So the era that I was in. And so the people that I was around, you know what I'm saying, it got to a certain point where it was like I really wanted to, like, learn truth. Like, I really... I'm from around 79th, so it's like I really, really wanted to another alternative or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so one day, Don came to me, and he's like, yeah, man, it's this place on 71st and Ashland, man. The Bible is serious, man. Like, man, you got to really read, you know what I'm saying? And, we went to 71st and Ashland, and then, from that point, we fellowship with the brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? That was my first opening, like introduction and everything, you know what I'm saying? And so things that I learned, of course, I went back to my mother and, wanted to share with her, like, what I had found and, love my mother, you know what I'm saying? But, it got to a certain point where she didn't really want to hear it. And, one of the things that I really liked about, like, when you sent me the invite on the email was just about, like, unity, you know what I'm saying, establishing unity amongst us and stuff like that. When I used to go to 71st and Ashland, it used to be a lot of bashing there. And even at that particular stage, I didn't want to just be the guy that was just reading books and bashing and telling you, I know this, I know that, the most high. Like, I didn't want it to end there. So, so from that point, you know what I'm saying, just learning truth, like, you know what I'm saying, learning about, learning about, dietary, the optimum lifestyle, the lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, it just, it led me, you know what I'm saying, to the door. So, of course, during that particular time, you know what I'm saying, we did music. So, I used to always go to Soul Vegetarian to get and whatever, you know what I'm saying. As I went to Soul Vegetarian, you know what I'm saying, I was cool with a lot of people. And I met some people that I went to school. I don't know if you know Troy. He used to go to Morgan Park. I don't know if you know him, but
Wait. Tamar was not in the in crowd at all. Okay.
She wasn't. Not at all.
I never said I was, but it was certain people that I hung out with, and I know we had the same type of vibe, so it was amazing. Because I had talked to Keyshawn a couple of years ago, and I don't think he on Facebook no more, but he knew, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow. So I don't think me and him never got in some conversation about it. Big conversation. He was in the military, I know, and then he moved down south. But I hadn't heard from him since. So you just mentioned him. I'm like, man, I don't know. Yeah, so go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. No, and from that point, I had felt like the time that I was with the brothers at 71st, even though we still are cool, but they had hit a wall. It was a wall where it's just like all dogma, like all just like we reading books and we just saying stuck here, like, you know what I'm saying? And I understand there's no disrespect to some people. That's just as far as they can go, and they go hard at that. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But me, I was interested in going back to the land connecting to the land, finding a you know what I'm saying, building a whole idea outside of America, and then so I connected with a lot of the people, you know what I'm saying, that's so veg, the African, you know, Hebrew Israelites in Israel and everything, and on the continent in Ghana, and then you know I went to live there for about 6 months, and you know what I'm saying, and then I came back and went there for 3 months, and you know what I'm saying, and then I was going to stay, but then I made the fatal mistake of just like, you know, I'm gonna come back and take care of a couple of things in America. America just makes so many traps. You know what I'm saying? That little time period just expands, and now it's just like, you know, now the process is starting over again, where I'm looking to develop that alternative outside of America and acquire land and connect with all those people that was doing it before me. You know what I'm saying? And it's a process though. You don't just jump in there. You know, from that point, it's like, you know, music has always been something that's been my passion, and I've always wanted to do it a certain type of way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with me, it's like I had learned, when I was in Israel, I actually learned that they were saying like 95% of what people do on a daily is the subconscious. The remaining is conscious. So it's like, so then from that point, I said, okay, that's the adversary strategy. That's been a strategy for decades. So why can't we do that in truth? Because we all know just coming blatantly telling people you got to change and man, it gets to a certain point where they just cut you off. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you can live the lifestyle, explain your lifestyle, your experiences, the things you learn, all in measure, and then, you know what I'm saying, people can feel you, you know what I'm saying? And then people can want to be interested on why you do this and why you do that. So this music is just an avenue, you know what I'm saying? Because really I'm a quiet guy, so I don't really talk like that in person unless I'm close to somebody. But music is more of like my expression, you know what I'm saying? And I try to span all different sides of the spectrum, like, you know what I'm saying, of different topics and different things, you know what I'm saying, as it hits me.
Yeah. I love your testimony. I think that that's exactly what we've been trying to do here on the radio station, because we've been doing this for 3.5 years now, almost 3.5 years. And that's exactly what we've come to learn, is that you know, I'll come to know. I think Asam probably knew it before I knew it, but you know, you do get stuck in it. You know what I'm saying? And there is no progression. There's no outward manifestation of what you know. It's just all in your head. I know this. I know that you don't know it. Therefore, I'm against you, or you're my enemy. But how many of us is actually doing it? And that's what we've been trying to do, and we are doing consciously now. You mentioned the subconscious, like consciously. Like I have 3 boys. I want them to grow up in the community and know that we're not just meeting on the Sabbath, or we're not just saying we Hebrews, and we're not really trying to act like we follow these laws. Because the laws that we can read about is the formation of a kingdom. It's a structure, you know what I'm saying, in which to live, and everything is in there to do. You know what I'm saying? There's things in there that, like you said, once you do the work, then it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody should ever have to say. You should never have to say, I believe in a higher power. People should just look at you and tell something is different. And people have done that. I'm sure you've experienced that. People kind of look at you a little strange, like it's something about him. I don't know what it is, but you don't have to be boastful about it or open your mouth or nothing. People just know it's something different about you. And I see a lot of people kind of come into that understanding, and that's the beautiful part of it. Because I knew, I don't know if you knew, but I knew a little bit of the truth growing up, but I didn't know. You know, it was just kind of like, things here and there, but I didn't really fully understand it until I was, like 21, 22, you know what I'm saying, really kind of waking up. But it's just amazing to see the progression, not just in me, but just people around me. And a lot of people that's new to understanding, they figured that out quicker than we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, it ain't just about talking; it's about doing. So you know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, and I have hope, because I often say, if something was to happen to me, I would hope that, that the work the Father showed me, you know what I'm saying, and I try to show the boys was good enough to get them going to the next level, keep this thing going, because it's going to be in our kids, because that's the first commandment that I was kind of obsessed about, was like, teach your children's children. I've been obsessed with that from the beginning.
Absolutely.
So all my entire thing has been like, make sure and because they I don't know, the world is so depressing. I can't imagine my kids even, like, the whole idea of them finding a wife. I'm like, who are you going to what kind of options do you have? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But that's
real.
Being conscious and that's creating a community so that they don't have to be faced with all those. Of course, they're gonna make their own mind. They're gonna have to choose, in the end. But creating opportunities for them to have that is our job as parents and adults. So yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, sorry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's definitely just hearing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I had learned a long time ago. Like I think the children are the future. I think that's kind of off. I think the parents are the future. The parents are responsible for creating that's our culture. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why hip-hop is the way it is, where it's like children just, I don't need to listen to the elders. Y'all don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was our responsibility, too, to create and begin an upward spiral within music and create institutions and different programs, you know what I'm saying, that can make the music evolve. And it's like that in general. So it's like, that was always the idea, and that's just how it clicked. I tell everybody, like, especially like I didn't grow up as like a studying guy. Like I didn't grow up as like some guy that was in school that's like a scholar and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just I'm looking for new books like I was looking for new music. And I know people that they are like that. Like they look for books like people look for movies and new albums, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't come up like that, you know what I'm saying? I looked at the movies and the music. And the books was almost like, let me find them. Let me look at it when they make a movie on it, or like, you know what I'm saying, or I'm gonna go on, So because of that, I think that one of the mistakes that we make is that we think that everybody is just supposed to be like on the podium or like a master teacher and stuff like that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But we all will create a difference. Don't get me wrong, we're supposed to study and understand it, but some people are more gifted with articulating, you know how it is. Like everybody's not the same. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So some people just come with it like differently. So, my thing is music and my thing is like having a heart of flesh, dealing with people, like and being able to, know when to just be cool and quiet and when I need to speak and musically, you know what I'm saying, dealing with people, dealing with everybody like you're dealing with your mother or your child, stuff like that. Like that. You're not coming with a heart of stone that you're just trying to like, you know how it is. You can't feed a baby steak. You know what I'm saying? You can kill it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just coming. You could be dead right. Where it's like that is right, but the way you're presenting it, it can kill a spirit because you're not even caring about that person. You just I know it. You know what I'm saying? Coming very rigid. So I feel like we need to and we are doing coming out with that music that kind of like that has the ability to influence and have an impact, in the midst of the people. But it's a process, and it'll be a multi-generational process, whatever. But we have to dream beginnings, and I think it's two types of people: people that dreamer of dreams, and people that dream conclusions. And as you live, you learn that it's a lot of people that dream conclusions, and they don't act or make any moves until they see the conclusion. They don't support. They don't put no energy behind you until they see some signs of conclusion. But if you think about the mustard seed parable, you can't think about how a mustard seed is going to grow and time it and all that other type of stuff. Like, it's impossible. You just got to do it and live it. Yeah. And then as you continue to put in work and gather that experience, then later, you know what I'm saying, people will see the root. But it's nothing like those people that were with you in the beginning. And I think that's where we come in. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is, especially as artists. It's people that's literally on the side that you may have grown up with or known. They're waiting to see something that serves their best interest, as if like he's going to make, or like he's going to become a star. He could take me along with him. I could stop working at my job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like until then, it's like. He's doing that music thing or whatever like that, man. Like I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's fair and it's honest. You know what I'm saying? But it's just up for us to learn from that and not emulate that. You know what I'm saying? We got to support people with the idea. All these civilizations began with an idea. All these industries began with an idea. So people have these ideas, and it's up for us not to crush people that are moving in pursuit of those ideas, especially if it's life-centered, truth-centered. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. We already, you know what I'm saying, got so many obstacles already. But, I'm here to inspire, and I'm here to receive inspiration from a lot of the artists and a lot of just the people in general. Everybody don't got to be artists, just people in general.
Right.
You know.
Right. And I think that's interesting too, because I've always liked music. Like so you talk about people collecting books. I collect music. Like I literally will listen to, like I did the other day. I hear a song, and I don't really listen to secular music. I mean, I'm not totally out the loop, but for the most part I am. But anyway, this one artist, he had a song and then he had a sample to it, and I was like, what is that sample? So I went and found the sample and bought that guy's album. You know what I'm saying? So I like music, period. And I'm talking about beyond hip hop. Like I rock with a whole bunch of different types of music. And I think that, the whole, and the way we kind of grew up too. You know what I'm saying? Like I was never into what everybody was into. I've always been a little different, a little strange. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that I was naturally drawn to were things that were new or fresh or not fully developed. Anyway, naturally. So now that when we see hip hop, and you called it, because I saw that you called it, I thought it was interesting. You called it regenerative hip hop. So we call it true music, you know what I'm saying? But I had never heard the idea of regenerative hip-hop, and I think that's dope, and I want to ask you about that in a minute. But I kind of understand that, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what is happening. First of all, hip-hop, period, they've been trying to kill it since it was born.
Right.
But it ain't died, you know what I'm saying? But now it's in this weird spiral where it's this, like, never-ending foolery, you know what I'm saying? It's not coming out of there. But then you have true music or regenerative hip-hop that's coming out of that that's like, no, we still honor and respect the original purpose of hip-hop, which has always been about the people's voice being elevated, you know what I'm saying? And now it's taking this turn where it is putting forth the information that we have been looking for from the beginning, you know? So how do we build our communities back? How do we put things back in order? And I think that's what's happening with what we call truth music or regenerative hip-hop, is that it's, like you said, it's providing solutions, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just talk or ideas. It ain't just talk about what's wrong. It's like, no, we have a solution to the problem, and we're going to put it forth, and you're going to like it because you like hip-hop anyway. You like the way this music sounds anyway. So I'm going to put something in it to make you think about it later on, you know what I'm saying? Or subconsciously, it's sticking through your mind. You hear me, even though you might not understand me, but it's taking root. The seed is still planting itself in your mind. So what do you mean by regenerative hip hop? I think that's a dope term for what we just plainly call true music. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, the main reason why I got it inspired by being in Israel and then learning, there's an institution called like the Institution of Regenerative Truth. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing is like it takes it out of the whole idea of like just another religion. You know what I'm saying? Because science is not like something spooky. Like regenerative is to, like, you know what I'm saying, is to take something that's been worn and broken down and to restore it back to its original purpose and then let it continue to grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's only two types of sciences, like the degenerative and regenerative, and you can learn that in science. And we know that this world is one big, like, you know what I'm saying? You know how it is. Like, that's the origin of science, the universe. Like, you know what I'm saying? So my purpose or our purpose, like in music, is to take that form and restore it and then make it begin to evolve into something greater. Because once you start that and open up that spectrum, it's no end to it. Like it's no end to it. Now the reason that I said that is because, like, I'll be frank. I remember one time I was looking at like something like, I think it was on YouTube or something like that, and I just typed in like it wasn't truth music, but it was something related to that, and it all hit this brick wall where we were just like just talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, Yahweh's coming back, and you know what I'm saying, we the people of the book, and God is coming, we the Israelites, like you know what I'm saying. It's like, okay, once you find that out, then what? Like, is your next album going to be about that? Is your next album not going to be about that? We understand that it's good to remind each other, but you can explore the other realms of life. You could talk about relationships. You could talk about health. You could talk about this establishing, like, working on social systems, social order. Like, you could talk about, like, history, biblical, whatever it is. And once you open up that door, it's an unlimited amount of spectrum. It's the same way like with garden, like with farming. Like once you really get into like farming, and you don't really know how many species of like plants and flowers there are, but like you know what I'm saying. But the more you get into it, it's like you be like, wow. Especially if you go to the continent, like it's a gang of vegetables and fruits that we don't know about in America. Besides tomatoes and apples and cherries and all that other type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you know, even if you go like to the islands, you find all these different yams, and you're like, man, I don't even know about that. So it's like the arts is the same way, like you know what I'm saying. But I just never wanted to hit that wall where it's just like religious dogma, and it's just like we're just that. And the main thing too is that even with my upbringing, I never wanted to just give people the alternative of just like you're going to receive everything after you perish. Like, I want to be able to establish some things here. And that's our purpose. That was the purpose that we were created for. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like, you know,
absolutely.
Yeah, not just for the adversary to have dominion over us and we depend on them, but we just believe. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's the process. Right. You know, it's the process, and I'm not saying that I have it all. I think I should have started that off with the disclaimer. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning. You know, just like you, I'm still learning, and I'm definitely against the whole idea of like, you know, you don't know it, man. You don't know that, man. You ain't serious. Like, I know stuff you don't know, a lot of stuff you don't know. You know a lot of stuff that I don't know. All other brothers, they know stuff, but it's about us saying, once the opportunity presents itself, and you say, I need to enlighten this brother on that. Yo, you inspired me to learn it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So this platform is a great honor to be on this platform and to see that it's in it. And I said, like, one of the main things is, like, you know, being exposed to, like, just really, and I love the term dope. I mean, some people have a problem with me saying dope, but dope is calling your girl fly, something like that. It's like you can have a problem just or a girl saying, man, my husband is fine or something like that. Like, yeah, you can find another better word, but it's hard to beat fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it's a lot of dope material on this platform that inspired me to want to buy it. That doesn't come just because you're saying I'm a Hebrew. That doesn't come just because you quote the script. That doesn't come just because you're positive or, you know what I'm saying, or conscious or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be something that, like, hits my heart, something that I can listen to that inspires me or pushes me to become greater and be able to serve greater and just become a greater person in general. And I've heard a couple of artists on there, and you know, and I'm looking to, you know, learn about more. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a process, and we all for it.
Yeah, we here. So, you know, if you ever, you know what I'm saying, have questions about anybody or need to be connected to somebody, just let me know, because that's happened on the show where somebody will come on and then I'll say, do you know this person? And they say, no. I say, okay. And then they end up making a song like a week later. So it's possible, right? The collaboration is happening. So the first song I want to play, because you had let me go ahead and say it. You had it's a song called "Birth of a Man," which is off of Siege of the Surge Stage 1. So if you can go ahead and introduce that song, and then we'll jump into it. So go ahead.
All right, this is "Birth of a Man." This song is, of course, Elyahreev Immortal, produced by my guy SC. Of course, it's a hard track. It's a track that I was a fan favorite when I performed throughout the city and everywhere else. It's just basically, in general, it's just about like us just like bursting out, like, you know what I'm saying, from wherever we come from, whatever social system, whatever background or hood we come from, you know what I'm saying, and like you could become inspired and it's like a new birth. And, you know, it basically, it speaks for itself, like, you know what I'm saying, and we're going to have all the lyrics to everything, you know what I'm saying, on Genius and everything, you know what I'm saying, or wherever you can get it, you know what I'm saying, so you can really break it down. But, you know, I'm here. It's called Birth of a Man. It's from Elyahreev Immortal, you know what I'm saying, and we're going to keep it on. Thank you.
And as always, listen to the lyrics. Here we go.
Are you crazy? This is the opportunity of your life. My life. Okay, brother.
Morning of time. Yeah, Elyahreev.
When a man
Man on a mission from manumission, from man's mischief. Government officials printed
Devastation and fluid heated by geothermal energy. I spring into action. Pressure causes serenity. Sterilizing resiliency. Never a crier, but a wiper of discharge. Steam like geyser eruption. My geyser production. Esquire fire bubbling. The flow I'm writing, cause it's nothing but purified substance. Letting off steam with labor for life's advancement. Willing to do anything designed to enhance it. The daily exam makes to form a man that does what he has to when it doesn't feel like he can. Form a plan, obey it like Bo Jackson's first name in Pig Latin. Get what I demand. Pushing towards the third trimester in a time span in the immediate moment. It's called a grind, man. I ultrasound scan my mind. See future plans of a real man, cause I'm on in a time when a man can be a man. Yeah, run a little cold water when you bathe, cause when water scathes the soles of my feet, I fear the blaze of the sea of fire and brimstone. But we in it today, living in social decay, living dragging in diaspora, like Orleans, Paris, dream Paris, like the Crusaders regime schemes to seize Elohim's Paris. Pope Urban, Hurricane Katrina's extreme impairments of the dam, feeling like damn, seen by dyslexic, six category protected, Swiss allegory method in the message flow like FLE, AUX and Cajun phonetics headed to terrain from whence I came, like a Cajun with an Acadian French surname. Repatriation on my to-do list. Liability, suffocation is ruthless. Stuck in the land of asphyxiation, clueless. But I'ma do this cause I'm on in a time when a man can be a man. See y'all.
Isaiah 66, verses 7 through 11. Before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. Who hath heard such a thing? Who hath seen such things? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day? Or shall a nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travailed, she brought forth her children. Shall I bring to the birth and not cause to bring forth, saith the Lord? Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb, saith thy God? Rejoice ye with Jerusalem, and be glad with her, all ye that love her. Rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her, that ye may suck and be satisfied with the breast of her consolations, that ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory. So, excuse me, I'm sorry, that was rude. So what projects do you have in the works? I know that was from Seizure, the third stage one, which came out a few years ago, correct?
Yeah. And yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm break it down, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things that inspired me about this whole thing is that, you know, I was one of the ones, like, back when I made that album, I had cut out all the, like, degenerate or Babylonian sound. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to put myself to the test. My whole thing was like a project. It was called, like, Fill the Void, then Fill the Void. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so
that's right.
That inspired me to create the Siege of Surge Stage 1, Divine Will, and then right after that, because I wanted to fill the catalog, I was like, yo, let me do Stage 2. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I did Stage 2. Stage 2 came out in late 2015, and what I had noticed is that, you know, I was about to get ready to work on Stage 3. That's almost 30 songs already, like, and it's a lot in those songs. So as I began, when I moved to New York, you know what I'm saying, as I began to, you know, do a lot of shows and network with a lot of people and gain relationships with a lot of people, people were still asking for, like, Birth of a Man. People were still telling me, hey, yo, that's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's crazy. Like, and I'm almost like, yo, I'm about to go on the third album. Like, you know what I'm saying? And people are like, yo. Birth of a Man, like, yo, that's crazy. That, like, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, yo, am I speeding? Am I rushing? Like, because we all know, like, in the process, like, you'll make a whole album and then everybody be like, that's dope. When's the next one coming out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I put my whole life into, like, and I'm, like, in the red financially. Like, and you're just like, man, that's great. I got it for free. Thank you. When's the next one coming out? You know what I'm saying? So what that did is that that basically inspired me on the thought that was always lingering in my mind, was just like, man, hey, you know, coming up in this process, you know, it's best for us to fine-tune our stuff so that it can be on the best scale possible, with engineering, with mixing, with videography, with marketing. So I had made the choice was to strip everything down. So right now I have 3 songs out. But every single one of those other songs that I made are open for, for collaborations with other artists, making it a doper version of it, and just taking it one song at a time. Because we all know sometimes it just takes that one song. You can eat a whole season and make a lot of moves off of just that one song. And since I know it's a process for me, I just stripped it down to that process. So right now, the only songs that we have out right now is "Birth of a Man." You know what I'm saying? There's another song called "Divine Immortal," and another song called "Brave New World." You know what I'm saying? You can see all of those things on my you can go on YouTube and check it out. They all have videos with it. You can go to my Bandcamp page. You can go to my SoundCloud stage page, and then you know what I'm saying. From that point, we're going to keep making it. Like I think I gave you a song that we're actually in the process of making a video for now. It's like called "The Seed," and we're really laying it out. Like, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be dope. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's my process at this particular time. I've learned that if you can make a dope video, you'll get a lot of more people to actually hear it versus saying like, hey, listen to my 15-track album. Like, and they don't really know you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, did you listen to such and such song? Like, man, that was crazy. I know you heard it before. Like, yeah, I heard it, but I didn't study it like you did, like you think I did. I just heard it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but with the video, you always get the opportunity for them to actually experience it and see it and want to listen to it again. And I think once we get that mastered and it becomes a worthwhile reason or whatever, we'll have a lot of songs out because we're going to keep consistently making individual songs. But when we make an album, it's going to be perfectly marketed. It's going to have financial backing behind it. You know, it's going to be we go do tours off of it, everything. If you're not thinking like that, you're at risk of hitting a brick wall because you're going to get older, and as you get older, you're going to be like, yo, I'm not going to invest these thousands of dollars just to make another album. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm kind of drained too at the same time, but it's nothing like making that album when the time is right, and it's like, man, you know, we're going to take a season where we're doing tours. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you get inspired, and it's like, oh, man, I like it, man. Like, yo, I'm inspired by my travels and everything. Like, let's work on the second album. And then based off of the movements of it, you know, you have people that actually are encouraged and awaiting, like, your next album. So that's the choice that I chose, and I didn't communicate it with everybody. I communicated it with some key figures, but I didn't just communicate it openly because the reality of it is, like, I want to see, did you notice? At one particular time, the whole album was up for like a couple of years. Now it's 3 songs. Did you notice? If you didn't notice, then that proves my point. Because you notice if Jay-Z's catalog you couldn't find it. Just like when people try to get Jay-Z's stuff on YouTube, you can't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they notice that. And they would notice it if they went to YouTube and all his stuff you could just make your copy off of YouTube. But he's wise enough to know that, hey, you're not going to get that. You got to come to Tidal to get it. You got to buy it off iTunes. So I think I chose to make those type of decisions too. But I can say that I do have the zip folders of it. So I'm not a hoarder. So it's like you can connect with me like through my page, my Facebook page or whatever, and or whatever. And if you really want it that bad, you want to hear some more, like I will send you the zip. Just send me the email. I will send you the zip to the album. Like I just basically made the album like, you know, like Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor that got looped. I mean, they got leaked and nobody heard it. Or like the old Kanye stuff that was like before he got on, like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. It's like, you know, you get it if you want it, you can get it. You may be interested in it later, but right now I'm in the making some monumental stuff, and then like if you want it, you can get it. Not to say that those are not monumental albums and everything. It's just, you know, it's about the mixing, the mastering, the marketing, the timing, and stuff like that. So I love it so much that I decided to take it one song at a time.
Yeah, and that's why we've been talking about that on, you know, last year and you know, the Hebrew Hip Hop Awards, we say it a lot, but I'm gonna say it again. But the whole started that there's an artist named John Boy, and well, I wasn't there, so I'm not gonna say what happened at the conversation. But there was a conversation last year. We was invited to host what was called a No More Division concert in Kansas City, Kansas, and I think there was a conversation after that about having the Hebrew Hip Hop Awards. And it's online, and it's nobody really wins anything. It's just to encourage the people to continue. But we were just saying last night, because we just started the second season of it, that the quality of music is a lot better. And it's funny because I noticed it, but because I collect music anyway, I wasn't really conscious of it like that. But it's true. This year, people's music sounds better. Like people,
right.
and because I'm a fan. I'm not an artist. But somebody said, I don't even know who it was now. Oh, well, do I know who? No, I don't know who. I don't remember who it was now. But they said, they came on the show and they said how much it cost to produce an album, and it was like in the thousands. And I never even thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Because you just consuming music and you get stuff for $10 here, $15 there. You don't never think about how much it costs for the person to produce something that is for your benefit. I mean, they benefit, but really it's an offering that they give to you and to the world, because it will actually outlast them. When they dead and gone, the music is still here. So anyway,
and don't write, Tamar. Don't actually write lyrics. Like it's levels where people just getting high and going in the booth and just saying stuff.
Right.
Like, don't actually put your heart and like write and study and live and put it out there and like it's just like you treat just like the guy that's just getting high and drunk and just slurring words on the mic over 808 beat. That you can, it's different. So it's a lot.
Yeah, but we don't know, and but we can hear the quality of the music now, and I'm glad you mentioned the whole Jay-Z thing, because that's being more business minded with it. You know what I'm saying? And really, it's because you offering up something that, like we was talking about, you talking about earlier, like we proclaim to be these people, this important, special people, right? But we're not really acting like that means anything outside of what we verbally say. So when we are producing products and we stamping the Most High name on it, or we saying we the people of God or people in the book or whatever you want to call yourself, it comes with a certain type of level. You can't just be any old kind of, you know what I'm saying? You could look at the example of Abel and Cain in the Bible. Like, you could offer something to the Most High, but you can't just do anything and expect him to be pleased. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with the music, and I think it's wise, and I think that that's the bar is getting a little higher, and people are kind of, like last night, the people that was that we had up for nominees for the first Out of the Water, like all the stuff was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Wonderfully laid, and it just sounds good, and it's pleasing. And I think too it's wise to the whole touring thing, because it's been a lot more gatherings, and people are actually making gatherings off of the music. So they'll say, they want to have something in their community, and they don't really know how to pull people in, and they'll say, oh, let's have a concert. And so now it's concerts popping up all over the place. There's opportunity for people to come together and meet one another. Like, there's no reason why we shouldn't know one another. That's ridiculous. We may not know each other as far as our, because I mean, because there's classes and camps and stuff all over the country, but how many of us can get in our car and go to the next state, or get in our car when a disaster strikes and go somewhere? We got to be thinking like that, because that's what the community is. That's what being a nation is. It's beyond who we can physically see, because ultimately, this is about us coming together. But how are we going to come together if we don't know one another? But the music does that. The music makes it so that you might call him whatever you call him, right? Or I might be over here, or I might know some of what you know. But it don't matter, because the music makes it so that we are connected in some kind of way. Like I mentioned John Boy earlier. This brother, I didn't even know anything about him, but I was in when I was in the camp, I was in class one time, and this brother was like, "Oh, you ever heard of John Boy?" And I was like, "No, who's that?" Anyway, long story short is that put me onto all types of different truth music. You know what I'm saying? With genres of hip hop, it put me on. I didn't even know that stuff even exists. I'm on the radio. I don't care. Oh. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem.
This is my life. Yeah. Hold on one second.
I hear you. It's all good.
Yeah. So what was I saying? I forget. Oh, but the music pulls us together. I was talking about the gathering. So the tours, we're really big on that, and we try to promote them. And people have had all kinds of gatherings around it, and it brings people together. And people have gotten in a car and drove. Like one brother we know got in his car. He drove from like Maryland to Kansas City, and I think that was like 17 hours. And he drove straight. So people are really dedicated to the craft, and they want to meet their brothers and sisters, and music is the thing to do it. So it's wise, and we can only learn from one another. Because I think people are where they are. Like we have people coming in to this walk and then producing music, and that music is talking about what's on their mind, which is I'm the Israelite, Deuteronomy 28, Leviticus 11. Their whole album is about that, and that's cool because somebody is at that point.
Right.
And over time, your music should reflect your current understanding. I think so people can see that there is no brick wall, there is no stopping. You constantly evolving over time, and it should manifest itself in your music. And I think that we see artists doing that a lot more, being a lot more honest in their lyrics about the stuff that they are dealing with, like carnal stuff. We still flesh. You can't say you straight. You're not. You're lying. But being open and transparent about that helps the next person to not feel so alone. Like, and I'm not the only person that's crazy. He's crazy too. But we can talk about it, and there's no shame. There's no lingering shame on it, on what we're going through. So that's part of it. And
I love it. I love hearing it.
Yep.
I love hearing what you're saying. I've done that before. Like, I'm not saying that it's some guy that just skipped the process. I've done that before.
Right.
I've tried to make like a what would be the right term? Something that's like more of an external album, not internal driven.
Right.
External driven. Like I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about you and I'm talking to you and I'm doing it so you can hear it. Like I made that, and then as you put that out, like you notice, like when you really get down to the root of it, you have a lot of friends and people that may be in your way of life that come up around you, but it's like, okay, does that music resonate to them on a level of like the worldly artists that are like great, or are they just listening to it because you're their friend, or like at the time where it's like you gotta play positive music or something like that or whatever like that, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they really rock with it. You can create that, but it's got to be like from the heart. It's got to be real, because ultimately that feeling that you get when you get hot and it just like makes you feel a certain type of way, like, that comes from that heart to heart, real life driven, something you can listen to when you're going through something, and they don't want to hear. I don't want to hear people preaching at me every day. Like all day, just preaching me, telling me, you got to do it, you got to do this, you wrong, you got to do this, you wrong, you going. Like, I don't want to listen to that all the time. Like, I want some real talk. And Legends in Hip Hop have actually done that. So it's our responsibility to do that, you know what I'm saying, in a truth-centered way, you know what I'm saying, in this new regenerative realm. And like I said, I'm always say it's a process. And we always dream beginnings, and we understand the process. So it's going to continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? It's going to continue to grow. But everything that's happened in the beginning, it was like that. In the beginning, it was like, yo, I'm going to cut out. I had a whole computer filled with everything, you name it. All the 90s classes, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't erase it, because even at that particular time, I didn't erase it, but I still end up losing it anyway. I don't know how that happened. You know what I'm saying? But I had all my old music that I did with Curtis and Paul and everything like that. Yeah. I don't know where that's gone.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? All of my music, I got rid of it, and then I just said, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to fill the void and then fill it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's like clothes. It's like if you only have that top and slacks that's just like Hebrew or African centered, like, you know what I'm saying, that you wear to like that type of event, like you could just put that in the cleaners and keep that in the closet and use that any given time that those. But if you had to wear it every single day, you can't wear that. You can't wear that. You can't be known for that top. You can't be known like for that. Robe or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You got to have a variety of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to have the different seasons where I got a whole new wardrobe, and it's all divine, it's all like inspired by the culture. And music is like almost the same way. So I wanted to create that void where it's like, okay, I'm not just listening to this particular music on, you know what I'm saying, after Yom Kippur or something like that.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to be like, man, can I listen to it over and over again? Can I hooked up with artists that were in South Africa, artists that were in the continent, artists throughout the United States, and I was driven to get some of their material as well as create music, you know what I'm saying, that would help push me towards being better and being greater and being elevated in my spirit and producing more results. And that sparked me to create these albums, but I feel like I just evolved to like, okay, now it's time to take it to the next stage. And that's not just making another album. It's about learning the business. It's learning videography. It's learning and working with others, mixing, mastering, you know, better ways to be able to have it available to the public, all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's definitely a process, and all of this is very invigorating, and it inspires me. Like, and I can't overemphasize the point that it's like, and I know it's other artists that you like, yo, have you checked out this guy? Have you checked out this guy? Like, and I like, nah, I haven't. I've been busy. But the guys that I've heard was like, beats is cold, like, you know what I'm saying, like, lyrics is next level, and it ain't, and I didn't even feel that whole element of like, you're just preaching. It's like, yo, I almost see your life story. I feel like your heart and your soul into it, and it's free. It is free of degeneracy, like, you know what I'm saying. It's free of it, like, saying, like, so I feel like one of the things that I may have not said before about the whole regenerative hip hop realm is that, you know, I feel like that opens up a door where it involves everybody. It involves the elders. It involves the youth. It involves like husband and wife with the children. Like, a new album will come out, and it's like, yo, let's get in the car and we go play such and such CD, and it's gonna be banging, and the kids can be back in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta have like it's just for the adults. Like, you know, just for us to like wild out because we don't care. But when we're around the kids, we're gonna play Will Smith with like no cursing and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're gonna play like gospel rap, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like very positive. But like, and the kids just be sitting in the background, like, I want to hear some real stuff. But like, no, I want them to hear. I want them to listen to us, listen to some real banging music, and vibe with it, and then just keep it coming, keep filling up the catalog. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. And when you actually think about it, as you walk that walk, you begin to see that, like, actually the degenerate realm, it limits you. You know what I'm saying? Because people respect that. People respect when it's like, man, it inspires me, and I can listen to it around my children. I can listen to it with my wife. I can listen to my husband. They don't feel disrespected. My husband don't feel disrespected. We can all listen to it with the kids. I can listen to it with my mother. I can listen to it with my father. My parents can support me because they're actually proud of me because I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Versus it being lie-driven and like,
Yeah. We're gonna. I should have said it earlier, but that was an open conversation. If you're listening online, the number is 914-205-5414, and then press number 1 if you want to speak. If you're listening on the phone and you want to speak, press number 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the phone line. So hold on 1 second. 317.
Yes.
317-43. Hey, who's this?
Shalom.
Shalom.
This is Ben Kyle, also known as Ben Real.
Hey, shalom.
Hey.
Shalom, Ben Real.
You call me by my regular name over here.
Hey, Mr. Young, Mr. Young, bro. Like, appreciate it. Hallelujah.
Man, this brother right here, I've known him, how long has it been? So it's about 20 years?
It's been about 20 years, 1999.
Let me verify. Everything he's saying is so real. We peers, but I've looked up to this guy over the years as far as, you know, the fortitude, you know, that he puts into keeping it real with the genre. And that's so important. I kind of chimed in late because I'm simultaneously homeschooling. You just click the button with your answer, okay? But, man, I'm really feeling it. So what type of forum is this? I've never listened to this show before, just in general.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
How long have y'all been going?
Yeah. So this is I can clear my throat, y'all. Excuse me. But this is Hebrew Bars and Verses. So we are the name of the radio station, the network, is called To the Increase of Knowledge and Truth. It's based off of Daniel 12:4, and it's a platform. We're on the radio like 5 times a week, but it's a platform for us to open up and learn from one another. You know what I'm saying? Gather yourselves together. But this particular segment is to promote what we call truth music. So Hebrew artists, you know, either R&B or hip hop or whatever you do. But we are here to promote the artists. So we interview artists on Tuesday evenings, like Elyahreev, who I met in high school, which is crazy to me. That, you know, so we doing the work simultaneously. He's been doing the craft. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been a fan, and now like I'm interviewing him, and we are following the same thing. It's crazy to me, but that's what we do. We interview artists, and we encourage them, and then we take and promote their music to other artists. So it's to keep this thing going, because like Elyahreev was just talking about, you know what I'm saying, this stuff got to continue. It can't stop. You know what I'm saying? The world is going downhill. You know what I'm saying? Music is, hip-hop has always been, not always, but I'm going to say it's kind of the solution. It's another way to spread the truth through the atmosphere without you physically having to go talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or it's a way to combat the negative sounds that we hear in the music. So that's what we're doing, and we've been doing it since 2014. So like 3.5 years we've been on the air doing this. So all praise to those guys.
And you know the funny thing being, me, Zarakia, and Tamar all went to school together, and we didn't even really know each other. Like,
and see,
the craziest thing in the world, man.
Right.
Nah, that ain't crazy. That's how you know the creators involved, because remember, back when we first started kicking off our walk, Elyahreev, everybody had all these interconnecting stories, and it's that. I don't believe in no accidents.
Oh, absolutely.
Things coincide, but they ain't coincidence.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
But I just wanted to say, like, it's so important what you're doing here, because oftentimes when we look at nation building, you know, of course we got to have, you know, the bricks, the mud, the foundation, the walls, and all that. But you can't look back through history at any point in time where a civilization has moved forward to become dominant on the face of the earth without the culture being pushed in. And part of the culture is the arts. And what he's saying is so key as far as being a Hebrew Israelite artist, to actually encode your lifestyle in that music where the listener can pick it up and it transfers that energy, as opposed to just, like you're saying, talking around and just cookie cutter, preachy. It's just gospel rap with a Hebrew twang.
Right.
No, this is real, you know. And I just, this brother right here is a shining example of that. I'm glad y'all gave him some shine today. I'm looking forward to tuning in every week personally.
I appreciate it, man.
Back a bit. I have to check a quiz.
Hey, it's all good, man. I appreciate you, bro. We got a lot of work to do, man. You already know, man. I appreciate you, man.
My bot just got a perfect score without me looking. All right.
That's what's happening. Hallelujah.
All right. Hallelujah. Okay, I'm fade back, y'all. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, bro.
All right, shalom. Thank you.
Hey, boy.
Yeah, that's what time it is. I love how he talked about. I never even thought about that. You know, about the arts being a part of the culture. Like, I like arts anyway, but I never, like you said. You know, a lot of things. That's how we was created. You know, so we was created with these gifts and talents in us, and it's and like you said, Elyahreev, we people dream conclusions, but we're not thinking about the dream part of it. So, you know, recognizing the gifts that we see in one another, and then having opportunities to talk about it. Like, how did you, like we always ask, how did you come into the knowledge of the truth? And that's really just, you know, curiosity, at least on my part, to hear the stories. But then it's always like it's amazing, you know, to have people go back and then, you know what I'm saying, and then look at it and then and see how things manifested and stuff. Because you've been doing music for so long, you know, I'm sure you didn't think, maybe you did think about it, but I don't know if you even thought about that, you know, back in the day, that you would be doing what you're doing right now. Or, you know, so was you conscious about the power of the music back then, or were you just doing it because you liked it? I guess that's my question. Is did you see the impact of it back then or no?
I see the impact. I did a show. I just went to Chicago to did a show. Got a great response. Made a lot of connects of people from all walks of life, nationalities, and everything. Mm-hmm. And I just actually went into Manhattan and do something that I do frequently. I always perform at a place called Elyahreev, and it's a great event. And I developed a lot of good relationships with a lot of people. And I kind of like faded off the scene because life got in the way. But we were all inspired to be back in the midst. And basically from that experience, it's like it just opened up me to like try to figure out like what was my intent, like what I'm saying. My intent was basically like in the beginning, it was so many things that I did. I just tried to make a hybrid sound, like what I'm saying, like a mixture of truth and in the beginning that was the thing, hybrid, like put a little, what I'm saying. It used to say like put like applesauce, like the vitamin in the applesauce with it, but now it's almost like put the vitamin in some Boone's Farm or something like that, like E&J or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what I'm saying, they love E&J, but you can put your vitamin in there, like you know what I'm saying? So, it's like that's where I began with, what I'm saying, and then so I used to like try to be, I learn truth as soon as I learned it, and then I'd be using profanity and everything along with it and everything. You used to get like, and people be like, man, the harsh language and stuff like that. And I used to just be like, yo, and this is a bastard language anyway. It don't matter. Like, no. And then later on, it's like, it matters. Like, yeah, it does matter. Like, it's certain things you can't call my child. Like, you can't just say it's a bastard language. Like, you can't just call me anything or disrespect me any type of way. Like, words have power. In the beginning, it was words. Like, you can say something to somebody that can cause a violent reaction. Like, it's not just a word. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way, it began, and then it just evolved where it's like, of course, I tried to do, like, gospel rap-esque type of music, and no diss to gospel rap and nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But it hit a wall where it was just like all I was doing telling you need to change, and I know the truth, and Hebrews are back, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You hit that wall, man. It's like, okay, now my next album, that's what I'm talking about again. The listener's not going to want that, and you're not going to be inspired to just talk about that again. So it's like, okay, then you notice the people that you're around, like, hey, man, they want to hear your real life. They've seen you evolve. They've seen you get better. They've seen you grow. Share that so that the other person that's coming up, they can learn and be inspired from that. And so once that opened, it was like, yo, it's a no end to the spectrum. Like, it's just so many different colors, so many different sides. There's no limitation to it. So we can actually see a future where we can inspire artists, look at the children, like, okay, the children can take this to the next level, but it's an upward spiral. It's not like a downward spiral in music. It's an upward spiral. So the youth will like actually be inspired to take it to the next level because they want to make their parents proud, and they will want it just would be in the same vein versus like today's industry where it's just like we do the culture. This is for the culture. It's making progress. This is the children taking it to the next level. It's like, yo, you can devolve to like destruction. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can devolve. It's like the Source Awards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in the '94, like it could have devolved to a point where it could have been gunfire, like at the Source Awards, and that could have ended hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like they said, like when Snoop was on stage, it was like, yo, if he would have just dissed New York instead of trying to like neutralize at that particular time, it could have been just anarchy in there, and then it would have been no shows. It would have been no, you know what I'm saying? Nobody be wanting to put no money behind it, and it could have ended. Hip hop, like, look at them stupid rappers, like, you know what I'm saying, and killing themselves. Like, so it could devolve to that point, and I feel like a lot of people are waiting to like learn when they're doomed. You know what I'm saying? So if hip hop gets to that, you can kind of see it now. It gets to that point, and then it's doom, and then everybody's like, man, this ain't right. You know what? We should be all making money and doing the right thing and making our parents proud. What's this? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, it's been happening for like, you know what I'm saying, for like over a decade, like plus, like, and you didn't change the tide. Like, you didn't turn around and say, okay, I know what I should be doing. I know I need to turn around in the next direction, turn around in the opposite direction, and begin to move forward, move upward, and continue to share my life. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's not a responsibility that you can expect everybody to just jump to. It's a lot of responsibility, a lot of accountability, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, just inner-driven just issues and stuff like that, where it's like, you know, you're dealing with faith, doubt, self-esteem, all of that, because everybody has that thought lingering in their mind, like, why me? Like, what makes me so special that I could be talking about all this? like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I came from nothing. Like, I have my faults. I have my why me. But, you know, I mean, hey,
why not you, though? You know what I'm saying?
Why not? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
that's right. Yeah, man. So I want to go ahead and, with that in the mind, talking about the kids, I want to jump into the next song, which is called The Seed, which is one of my favorites. So if you could go ahead and introduce that, Elyahreev, and then we'll jump into it.
Next song is The Seed. It was a song I got called The Seed, which is just like I wanted to create a song that was talking about creating a new world, a new institution, new social system, the new world, the kingdom of God on earth, and developing which was the idea for the future, for the children. But I didn't, you know me, man, I'm an artsy guy, so I didn't want to just say we building this and da-da-da-da. I just created like a song that was just, it's about like the plant kingdom, flora and fauna, and I just used a lot of, you know, different parables and phrases dealing with like gardening and vegetation and everything. It just kind of described it like we're actually building a new world, you know what I'm saying, and a new idea and a new image for like our children. So it's called The Seed, produced by SC. You can check the video is actually the video that we're working on right now. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be real dope. And, you know, check it out. You know, I love the song, and a lot of people love it. So feel free to let me know what you think about it. Thanks for your time.
And as always, listen to the lyrics. Here we go.
Elyahreev Immortal, Esquire. I enlighten and provide nutrition like photosynthesis. So the famine mentioned in synthesis, the aim is 8:11, -12 won't turn brain cells into a self-maintained jail. Prison in your comfort zone, comfort in iniquity. In the subconscious like neuroplasticity, they call it child rearing. But we will achieve Deuteronomy 28:13 with a colon in between. Change the name of the deed. Child heading, that's what I call raising a child, never letting them down. My seed, I watch you flourish like the vernal equinox and prune up the lethal crops. Sinister social plots to terminate my seed like Monsanto. We can't overthrow with just cash flow. Progenies like botany and plant kingdom ecology. The prince of darker being gardens trying to end poverty. Send the godly seeds back to agronomy. Paying for the dichotomy of God and its prodigy, which honestly could be me, cause I'm a nominee. And through chronology, death becomes biology. And everyday necrology's a decision away. So I fight to raise the godly seed. That be's an invisible enigma. I fight those that fear to see the day that you're delivered. See. Are the same in Hebrew, and if wind and spirit are the same, kinetic energy on the weather vane be negative like the central time zone. That's why I sent you back home. Blown pollination, airborne repatriation, histamine for enemies, allergies for populations with obligations to Satan. Fertile crested germination, cultivation, even in deserts with an oasis. Rising under landscape, nature's on our side. Wise enough to know when you multiply it thrives from the garden of the Hadean to the garden of Eden. I be the parent plant, making choices what I leave them. Chlorophyll for them, but I never leave when the weather's extreme. I intervene, make it serene for my seed. This is your Abba on the mic. I ain't met your Ema yet, but we think alike. Living in the restoration of lost paradise. And you can make it better, that's your natural right. So everything that you see you can improve. Be thankful that you have the opportunity to do. Parents are the future, building a new world. developing a new way, rejecting the world of today. And now I'm there with gray hair at my desk chair, with wisdom and guidance, elder extraordinaire for my seed.
Verses 12 and 13. If thy children will keep my covenant and my testimony that I shall teach them, their children shall also sit upon thy throne forevermore. For the Lord hath chosen Zion. He hath desired it for his habitation. So you mentioned the videos, and there's a lot of people that are doing video. Not a lot. That's a lie. People are doing videos more and more, and I think that the visual is another powerful image, and I think that being conscious of doing it. So you just said you're working on the video for the seed. The fact that you are conscious of the whole process, but also to make sure there's a video attached to it is important. And I think that a lot of it has to do with people seeing us, and because people have so many different ideas of what it is to be a Hebrew. If you call yourself that, or Israelite, you call yourself that. I don't even like telling people that I think I'm that, because there's so many negative images of what it is to be a Hebrew Israelite or Israelite.
Right.
But I think the video allows people to see us for who we are. We have families, we have jobs, we laugh. We do laugh. I know it's shocking to people to know that.
Oh, I definitely laugh.
But people think that we be like angry, like, and I think the video will allow people to say, to first to hear the music, then to see you and to connect. It's something about you. It's something about all of us that people can connect to. Those that know, those that don't know can connect to, and then those of us that have a similar understanding, we can connect to it. And so I wanted to ask you. So you said that you got a lot of different feedbacks from the videos. What have people said about the videos that you've put out?
Well, a lot of people, they've basically given me a lot of, I'm almost looking for like a lot of the harsh criticism. It's just the way I am. Like, I really want to see like a lot of the harsh criticism. I don't want everybody like, man, great video. Oh, that's dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's saying it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I want people to be like, man, like, just give me real. And so I get like a lot of real feedback. So, one of the things that I do is like, what I'm inspired to create, you know what I'm saying? That's what I create. Like, I don't follow formulas. I ain't really trying to follow no trends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to follow no formulas. Like, you ain't about to get there from Elyahreev Immortal. So sometimes you get advice that people just tell you, like, yo, you need to follow a formula, man. You know what's hot? Like, you need to make some Metro Boomin type beats. Like, you need to get them 808 beats, man. That's what. And I know I like 808s, but if I'm gonna use 808s, I'm gonna use it my way. Like, I'm not gonna get a, you know what I'm saying, Metro Boomin type beat, and like that's gonna be like my next song, and then the next one will be like a DJ Mustard type beat. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But from the outside looking in, that I understand that the person is just like they're just caring and they're actually giving me that advice. But I know that in order to be like a pioneer in something new, like, you have to be a risk taker. You have to step out there and create. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's a danger that I don't want to follow trends anywhere, but there's so many people that they follow the trends, and then once they actually pop, the trend is developing into something else. So now you sound dated. And then like, okay, now I'm gonna get. So you're gonna do that again? Like, whatever's popping at that time. Oh, I gotta get those type of beats. Like, no. The only emphasis that you should have is that, you know what I'm saying, you got some the main thing that you learn is that it's key to have great songs that you can like just body a show with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could just like, people love it in the show. They actually are excited to come to your show. They feel relieved they come to your show. They may know the lyrics. The beat is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that should be the emphasis, and then you kind of bounce that off of like more soulful, more introspective, like laid back or whatever, however you want to do it. But that's for me, that's my target. So I don't have no problem with 808s, whatever, but I'm using my way. So so you do have some people that like they're on the current cycle of things. So it's just like, yo, this don't sound like Future, like, and I like Future and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, like, so it's like, but I support you though. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate their time, and I appreciate everything. But then you have a lot of people that's like, yo, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's dope, man, it's on some next level stuff, I love it, you know what I'm saying? And then you have some people that like, you know what I'm saying, that may be like, yo, it's a little bit too advanced, or like, for today, or like, it's a little bit too complicated to understand, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand
people
that.
People have said that to you?
Yeah, people said that to me a lot.
Wow,
I mean, I had some people that when I released Divine Immortal, I had some people that I had a guy that I'm close with, that I'm still close with. He's cool, good people, but that was his criticism, and it didn't come out of like him saying, you know what I'm saying? It didn't come out of hate. It came out of him just saying like, yo, if you with your child and your child, your child, all he listens to is just like, Lil Uzi Vert and all that other type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's just saying like, yo, this is what they like. This is a youth game. This is what's hot. Like, you need to make it like that. You need to simplify it, dumb it down like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that they can understand it. But the reality of it is that if you're targeting subconscious, like the greats do, then you're not worried about them getting everything the first time. Right. The scriptures aren't written like that. Like, nothing great is like that. You can't read the Bible one time and be like, I understand it all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, musically, you just got to deliver it and make people like it and make people want to experience it. And then from that point, as they continue, if you get it there, they'll listen to it over and over again. And then from that point, little things will be coming out like, that was dope, that was crazy. Oh, man, I understand that now. Great example is like Illmatic. Like, you can listen to it right now, and it's still stuff that's like, man, that was crazy. Like, and you may have listened to the album 1,000 times, but you can listen to it right now, like, man, that was deep. Oh, he was 19 when he said that. That was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like, I'm driven, you know what I'm saying, in that. So I'm not really concerned about right now. It's like you're getting every single thing that I say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right now, I'm keeping a balance. I'm not leaving the people. I'm not just saying, like, I don't want you to understand it at all. But I'm just keeping it at a certain balance where it's like, yo, I want to, like, I want to get more descriptive and I want to put more of my life into it or whatever like that, man. And it may not be at the base level that you want me to, or the preachy level that you want me to, or whatever, but it's real. And if you have experienced that, then you might get it then. It's like love. Like, I can't, if I never been married and had a family, I can't make no song like, yo, marital life and the struggle. Right. Yeah. Childbirth and, you know what I'm saying? And like, raising children. Like, I can read it in the book. Like, I can read it in the book, like, I can make it sound like I'm really living it. But the reality of it is that's really going through it could be like, man, they're going to tell, like, man, you just getting that off the internet and reading it in the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just textbook stuff that you're saying. It's not like real stuff that I really, really feel. You know what I'm saying? And so if we do that, then we'll be cool. And I always like to embrace more people to give me, like, honest, you know what I'm saying, criticism. I haven't heard anybody say it's garbage. Anything out there, I have nobody say, man, that's garbage. But you never know. I mean, people may be scared to say it. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
and then people have different tastes anyway. I think just as you was talking, the whole idea of an idiom, came to me because that's what hip hop is, and I just now realize that. Like, not everybody, of course, because not everybody follows the same thing even within hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is really into using metaphors or being super deep with the lyrics, none of that stuff, as we can hear now, right? So, but like you was talking about with the book, like the book is like that. It's so many layers to the scriptures. It's ridiculous. Like, not ridiculous in a bad way, but then it's amazing, and you never get bored. And what about this? And then the more you understand, the more the Most High give you understanding, the more of it that opens up to you. So the same thing with music, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, and I think that your music is for a specific group of people from a specific time period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that like, because the music now, like your brother said to you, you know, they don't want all that. They want the really basic, dumbed down, you know, bow, like simplified version of stuff. So they're not that they can't be introduced to it, but it's not meant for them anyway. So a lot of it is you have a specific gift for a specific person, a type of person who has a certain mind, and even the messages, like we've been talking about all night, the messages are for certain times. So what I have been able to listen to, I don't know, like I like a lot of different artists, but at the moment I am right now, would I have been able to receive some of the music that I'm hearing right now? Probably not. But certain artists grab me and certain songs grab me because I've been through certain things, or I'm in a certain point in my life where I'm open to receiving it. So that's the same thing with music, you know what I'm saying? But your music fills a void because a lot of people they're not even doing like gymnastics lyrically. They might come out with something that is a little catchy, but they're not doing all that. And everybody, you know, it's room for everybody, you know what I'm saying, with this music. And we can't leave nobody behind. So you may not appeal to everybody, but it's other people that's been waiting to hear that. You understand?
Yeah.
So everybody is full at the end of the day. You know, so everybody has eaten properly. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
And I feel like one thing that I learned is like I feel like that the prophets, I think they knew exactly what we were saying. I think that was the reason of the parables, of the Psalms. It's like some of the stuff that they were saying, you can't just say direct. Like you can start off a sentence and they say, oh no, I don't want to hear no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you if you make it colorful and you just make it like, man, that was real eloquent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was, you know what I'm saying? It becomes intriguing, and then like they'll find out like, oh, that's what he meant. Like, oh. But if he would told me that directly, I would have turned it off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they knew it. You know what I'm saying? So we're like in the same vein. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're actually in this. We're the same people. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're of the same vein. So that's our responsibility. Like, you know what I'm saying? In order to do that, and a lot of people don't get it, but you know what I'm saying? They'll get it later. You know what I'm saying? I got another online called like Brave Neuro World. You want to talk about a song that's someplace else? That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know everybody's like, yo, man, like, that's crazy, but like a lot of people ain't gonna get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about addictions. I'm talking about the subconscious and conscious. I'm talking about fighting, you know what I'm saying, to achieve a life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's the way that I did it. I did that song. It's like my song that I just don't care. Like, I'm just gonna go there. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of like, you know, I like, you know what I'm saying, take my feet off the gas a little bit on it. But, you know, sometimes you have to feel free to do that. I feel like if we do that, that's the formula to making, like, timeless music. You know?
That's
you listen to Minnie Riperton stuff, like, I'm still listening to her lyrics, and it's like, yo, that's crazy. But, like, with singing, it's like, you can get mesmerized with the voice for, like, 90% of Stevie Wonder's catalog, you don't understand what he's talking about. Like, besides, like, but, like, it's just dope. It's just soulful. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's singing it. It's like, yo, you don't understand it. Like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But now on and on, you get bits and pieces, and you're like, oh. Like, you listen to, like, a song called Les Fleur from Minnie Riperton where she's painting a picture of her being a plant. I'm an album here. Like, I'm a digger. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love Minnie Riperton and Rotary Connection and stuff. But just the way she was, like, explaining herself as she was a flower being picked up and put in your hair and being battered and left to the side on the ground, and like it was genius. But like years when I heard the song, like I didn't know that. I had no idea. I was, man, it's a soulful song, and it's so much material like that. So I wouldn't want nobody to pigeonhole me or any of the artists that's on this line or in this venue. You know what I'm saying? That we just got to be like straight and direct and to the point and simple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we're doing art. If you want to do that, teach classes. That's what you do.
Right.
Get to a venue and get a podium and teach that class. And get a billboard where you with a stick that's pointing to the lines of the stuff that you're saying and write stuff down on chalkboards. Do that. You don't need to be artsy with that. You know what I'm saying? But with us, let us do our arts.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, what prompted the move to New York? I mean, I think I know, but I'm going to ask the obvious question. What prompted that?
After I did the second album, I went through so much doing the second album. I sacrificed a lot. Of course, you know, I did my fast, so I had like a diet, you know what I'm saying, of like just truth-centered music. And I kept my soul, though, my 70s soul and stuff like that. I kept that. Right. I kept them. I wasn't trying to find the truth center to that. I just kept them all. Like everything that I liked, because it didn't, you know what I'm saying, it didn't really clash. I was specifically focused on the genre. So so from that point, after I finished the second album, honestly, you know, you just get shocked because it's just like, in the beginning, you were just potential guy. It's like, yeah, he's dope. He's a lyricist. Like, you're like, yeah, man, we go finish these albums. We go do what it takes to finish these albums. And in the beginning, it was like, yeah, dog, we gonna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it. And so I was putting in the work to do it, and I finished it, and it was like nothing behind it. It was like no support or like nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, no, it was just like, I had a person that was just like, yo, that was with me from the beginning, that was just like, yo, I made the album. I went to him, I was like, yo, man, I got the album, it's out, check it out. It's like, it's out? Like, yeah, man. It's like, yeah, you can get it right now. He's like, oh, you got hard copies? Like, no, I ain't got it. Like, yeah, hit me back when you got the hard copy. Like, I'm like, seriously? Like, you can get the album right now, like, on your phone. It's like you get everything else. Like, but you want me to give you the hard copy until you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you learn from stuff like that, and it's like, and I'm still cool with a lot of people. I'm still good. I was just in Chicago last week. You know, but I said, you know, I have an objective to, for like my future generations and everything in the creative world outside of America. So I know that my time in America is limited. So I said that if I wanted to learn, invest, and give myself the best shot, I wanted to go to a place that had the most market, the place where it's a lot of shows, a lot of people that are like open to listening to like new stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying, like a lot more opportunity. So even though some people may have chosen other cities, I felt like that if I was going to do it, I was going to do it in New York because it's the most people. There's always stuff going on. You know what I'm saying?
Always,
I've been in New York a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? I can deal with it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then once I made that step, you know, things open for me. And I didn't tell a lot of people when I made that jump because everybody would have been like, oh, you can't do it. You got to be rich to live there, man. You go come back and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I just did my research, you know, went off faith, planned everything accordingly, jumped out here, and then everything else, you know, work. And, you know, we making a lot of things happen. And, you know, and we going to keep going. I could be a migratory bird. I am a migratory bird. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm going to go on to bigger and better things that far exceed what New York can offer. You know what I'm saying? But for right now, I feel like this is like my training ground for me to be able to sharpen it up, you know. Here it's like, yo, people seeing all the legends come up. Everybody that's dope, they're all here. Like, you know what I'm saying? They've all been here. Like, you name them, they all came through here. So you get a lot of people that are like expecting to see. Like, you get a lot of people that are like filming, like, because you just never know. This may be the next Lady Gaga. This may be the next Kendrick Lamar or whatever. Like you know what I'm saying? Because they all came up like that. Versus if I was like in Lincoln, Nebraska or something like that, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just be like, oh, look at him. He's cute. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he's doing this rap thing. That's nice. All right. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was just a still, sharp, and still thing. You know, it was still, sharp, and still thing. And it also was to connect with a lot of other brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, out here and just expand, you know what I'm saying, my family and associates and stuff like that. And I'm sure it's going to pay off. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's paying off. And I feel like when I went back to Chicago, a lot of people I performed, people was like, yo, the songs you did was crazy. Like, man, you've really, everybody's like, man, you've really evolved. Like, you've really went to a whole nother level with your live performances and your energy and everything, you know. But it's like when I'm here, like, I consistently stay on the scene. I consistently perform. I consistently, you know what I'm saying, you know, learn and everything. It's like even with the with that process, it's like, you know, with the mixing and mastering and stuff like that, you know, in the beginning in Chicago, I became like in the midst of that, I was the guy that was like, I wasn't the guy that was just like smoking weed and drinking like in the studio all the time, talking about I'm finna do this and I'm about to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was the guy that was like actually disciplined to finish it. So when you did, so when you did that, it's like, yo, so I could tell this guy I mixed his whole album for like $1,200 and he'll actually pay it? No, let's do it. Versus the other guy that's like, yo, yeah, we this is our season, this is our time, man. We the best. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they don't ever finish. So, and when you actually do that, and then you go to DJs and you do shows and your stuff doesn't bang or it doesn't resonate like at the level of like some of the other artists around you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you talk to people from like Electric Lady and you talk to DJs and they like, yo, it's like, man, the songs is crazy, man. It's like, but when you get it mixed and mastered, it's going to be like, it's going to take it to the next level. And I'm like, yo, I just spent like some G's to get it mixed and mastered. Like, yeah, I know. Yeah, but you need to get it really done. Like, that stuff really does something to you because you get confused. Like, okay, what do I do? Because that person is going to be like, yo, I'll mix another one for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll work with you, and then you'll keep getting the results. So I wanted to test the market, you know what I'm saying, out here so that I can create the best quality at the optimum level for, like, you know, all of the listeners, all of those, you know what I'm saying? So it won't just be like a whole, like, you know, that's the truth-centered stuff. But it ain't like Jay-Z. It ain't like Drake's. It don't sound like that. Like, nah, I want to top that. And that's not just going to come because I know how to push some buttons. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a science to it, and I have to figure it out. And I don't really want to, like, do engineering either. I want to pay somebody to engineer it. I want to pay somebody to mix and match, but I want the results. I want the results. Yeah, I don't have no empathy, like, if you don't produce the results right now, especially when I'm paying you. Like, it's like, yo, that's what I paid.
Of course.
So, you know, live and learn. You know, we going to keep moving the ball, and we going to keep making things better, you know.
Yeah, and that's a good point about a good story about following your passion and not being afraid, because people are always going to have something to say. I recently did something similar to that, where I was like, I'm going to relocate, I'm going to move, and everybody was like, what in the world, where are you going? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, and it kind of bothered me because a lot of the conversation was, I thought, because I'm full of pride, and I can admit it. I'm admitting it right now. I'm full of pride. But a lot of the commentary was sort of, I think, questioning my integrity as a mother. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, my kid is fine. They fine. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to be okay. And, you know what I'm saying? If I was a bad mama, you would have known it by now. But anyway, so it was like me having pride issues in my head. But I will say that I know for a fact, because you know, it was a spiritual thing. It wasn't a carnal. I'm gonna move. It was like I want to, with the rest of my life, because the Most High has been so merciful and gracious to me that I gotta follow. You know, I gotta follow what He said for a change. You know what I'm saying? And not just the commandments, because you already required to do that. That's your reasonable service, right? It's to follow the commandments. But when He give you a mission, a thing to do, and you don't follow, that's a whole nother level of disobedience, at least in my mind, right? So, but it's faith more than anything. And right before I made the actual jump and left, I had so much anxiety and couldn't eat and like couldn't sleep and all this other stuff. And then now things have leveled out. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to say to you that I'm glad you did that. You know, I'm glad that you are focused on what you're going to do with the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? And your mission is something positive that's going to be here. You know what I'm saying? Your offering is going to be here after you pass, and it's going to be another opportunity to glorify the Father. Like, who don't want to live their life like that? But you know, not everybody is looking at it like that. People are looking at, like you said earlier in the beginning about, they look at this as a religion and they look at their reward in the end. Ultimately, you know, I personally believe my ultimate reward will be in the end. But I do believe that there is opportunities now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't believe the Father is playing games with us. You know, I don't think He's up there like a puppet master, like dance. You know what I'm saying? I don't think He's doing that. I think He really do love us. You know, and He wants us He wants to, like you said in the beginning, you mentioned earlier about the original promise. The original promise was for us to have dominion over the earth.
Right.
But that's in this current state. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So I don't know. I feel you. I feel you on everything you're saying, and I'm happy that you are focused on what you on your purpose and your mission, and that you and I pray that you continue to have that mindset and don't get discouraged. Because we need more examples. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we need more examples of people who are willing to give it up, give everything that seems to be safe. It ain't nothing safe. If you got any sense, this world is crumbling right before your eyes, but people not thinking about it like that. They still holding on. They're still trying to chase the wind. They're trying to hold on to whatever they can hold on to, but ain't nothing promised. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So living your life full of purpose is the only way to live. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this last song, which is called "Divine Immortal." You get the video out. That's the video I seen. I was like, what in the world? But no, go ahead. Go ahead. And we'll jump into it. So go ahead.
You're really good with the segues. That's very good. Like the way.
Oh, see, yeah.
But no, it's like Divine Immortal is just the whole idea of basically, you know what I'm saying, just showing the people. It's a song that I wanted to make. That was a song I put out. I really didn't care. You know what I'm saying? It's what people really thought about it. I love the song. I play it loud in my car with the bass banging and everything. But it's a song that I just made just let us know, like, yo, we're here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're here and we're not going anywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, spiritually and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so we have to think of ourselves like immortal. Like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and make sure that we're aligned with our purpose and that we're fulfilling our purpose, you know what I'm saying, while we're here. And that energy is going to continue to live. So I created a song that, that explored, you know what I'm saying, that whole topic personally to inspire myself. If anything that I didn't say, I always want to just let listeners know that, 90% of the time if I'm making the song is so that I can listen to it and it inspire me and then I won't forget that moment. So hardly anything I'm making for somebody else. It's something I learned that I remember over and over, like over and over. It's a part of our culture. Like the Hebrew culture is not for us to just like hear it one time and then like.
No, that's right. Forget about it.
Over and over again. So this song was a song that I can always remember. I can always, no matter what I'm going through, I can just put it on and be like, whatever it is, I could be old and gray, like, I did it. I went for it, like, You know what I'm saying? Versus that happened, and it's like, I didn't do nothing, man. I wish I could. Just give me one more chance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're 100 years old, man. Like, nah, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? So, Divine Immortal, everybody. That's Divine Immortal, and you can see the video on that. You can get everything off of SoundCloud and Bandcamp or whatever. You can hit me and get it. However, enjoy.
And as always, listen to the lyrics. Here we go.
I see it on the soundtrack like prior to Willis. Prior to will is the thoughts of a seer that's here to foresee the future and skyscrapes like a stratosphere with iron. Sounds never irritate, scholar in ascension, principle driven. By subject notebook, what I'm living is written. The spirit of air makes you regret God's decision while you're living. It's a challenge and the friction that's forbidden. Triple at the start of the test, many give in. Cease participation and redemption. Living is much more than the rhythm of the muscle behind ribs. You can hear it on stethoscope, still never live. Death in disguise like destiny, the Christy minstrel. Covered in darkness, dying is consequential. Striving for truth literacy, till we chosen to surpass intelligence quotients of those y'all opposes. High voltage, Hebraic calligraphy, truth electricity, balance to work physically, plug to the throne. Fuses in my chromosome, veins made of copper, body 2/3 water. Electrified labor to make divine product as pleasing to the Holy Father. The antonym to apathy. Double A battery aligned and ascending every day gradually. Divine Immortal, high moral, follower of divine order. Invincible yet diplomatic and cordial. The enforcer with faith to walk water. Divine Immortal, high moral, follower of divine order. Son and daughter at war with disorder and the immoral, never a mere mortal. I pray and I still gotta pay to keep the power up. diplomatic and cordial, the enforcer with faith to walk water. Divine immortal, high moral, follower of divine order, son or daughter, at war with disorder and the immoral, never a mere mortal. Power over mortality rate, immortality is the new reality. Ascension takes place. The only thing we fear itself is the motto. Before we petrified of being petrified, that's why I only fear to backslide against y'all. Like tobogganists on frozen waterfalls, that's common sense. I'm an optimist, built to last. Born to win, reborn again. Born to defend lives of my siblings. Born before the certificate. Resurrections of the spirits of the Genesis. Studying Psalms 115, 16 sentence for remembrance that the planet was given for dominion to its children and celestial. Fear is his business with no living witness of existence of Elysian fields and galaxies beyond microgravity. Right now I gotta elevate in this anatomy. I ain't down to earth, I rap again. Couldn't bring the brain data with me just to drive the wind over again from the Genesis for ages like Sega in reverse. Deployed on earth, and as I expand my lifespan, I can store eons of wisdom still working y'all's plan. I play to do the opposite of what mechanical pencils do. The last six when the pressure hits shows and few. Divine immortal, high moral, follower of divine order. Invincible yet diplomatic and cordial, the enforcer with faith to walk water. Divine immortal, high moral, follower of divine order. Son or daughter, at war with disorder and the immoral, never a mere mortal.
Job 19, verses 23 through 27. Oh, that my words were now written. Oh, that they were printed in a book, that they were graven with an iron pen and laid in the rock forever. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and my eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. So, Elyahreev, I'm so glad we had a chance to talk. Finally, I know it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see that you're doing this good work for the kingdom. And
thank you.
You know, you all welcome to come back. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, you got my information, you got my number, everything. You need anything, you let us know. We here. You know what I'm saying? We here. We plan on continuing this work.
I'm happy. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm pumped up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I'm gonna stay productive. I'm gonna keep working. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep coming out with material. I don't want to hit a dead zone. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to continue to create next level material for myself and for others. And you know, I love this venue. Like, you know, some of the other artists and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in learning about, because one of the things that I learned from, you know, when I did take a fast off from Babylonian sound within my genre and stuff like that, you know, it kind of steered me away towards the dominant artists, like the artists that's like backed by dominant society, or like the superstars and stuff like that. Like, I can have a lot of indie material that's crazy. Like, you just give it to me. If I like it, give it to me. Like, I just want a lot of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be some classic material. So, it ain't no shame in my game. Like, you know what I'm saying? The artists that I found on this venue and stuff like that, you know, like, hey, you know, I'll create that music for you. I can get some of the music from you, and it's all inspired us to be better and to be more productive and maximize our potential. And I think that's the agenda. You know.
Amen. And I'm sorry, I'm chiming in. I've been in and out. I apologize. But you know, just acknowledging the gift and the Most High, and what, you know, like Absolutely. I say, we ain't been to a barbecue, a baby shower, an anniversary, a birthday, family reunion. Nothing with our people goes without music. So music is all intertwined in the gathering of the people. So if all the artists that are turning their talents to the Most High, you know, can walk in some type of unified form, then it could be even more powerful in the gathering of the people, because it's, you know, like you said, Babylonian, you know, the world and what the world doing. We don't have to be a part of this world. Right. We are the people of the power. You know, all we have to do is believe. Actually, believe that we can host our own venues. Believe that's how this venue came about. And it was a lot of the Most High, because like Sister Tamar loved music. I do music and rap, but but mostly everything just came together, and then it came into the venues, and all these things was part of the original vision. And and the Most High been constantly, there's been bumps in the road, but he constantly confirmed inside of us what we're doing is kingdom work.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? When the books say, gather yourselves together before the day of the Lord, that's an instruction. I was in special ed. It took a lot to get me out of school. You know what I'm saying? But that's an instruction. That's something we're being told to do. And when your gift do it by itself, with no, like you said, they come to this roadblock where they can't go no further.
Right.
Then you shut up and your music do what no man could do.
Right.
Bring Hebrews together. You see, so and that's we heavy on that. And any type of genre or flavor that you might have a song or something, you doing the song and you say, man, I want this to have like that neo soul, man, we can point you in the right direction. Say you going and you decide to host your own venues in your area or any area that you're going into, stay in contact with us because we're in tune with a lot of Hebrew artists in all the areas. So we can say, well, hey, this brother and this brother and this brother is right there in your area, man. Go check out their music, see which one fit in with you to make a great show that'll impact. Because when you go to a show, right, it ain't about the songs. It's about the energy. It's about the moment. You know what I mean? So you want to create a moment. You know what I'm saying? You want to, man, make these people say, man, every time he come, I'm coming. Every time he throw a show. Yeah. So, and it's instrumental in the gathering of the people of the Most High Power. You know what I'm saying? it do the work by itself.
And it's just like, what you said is like right on point because it's like when we have to do it and just put that energy out there, like, and we don't know what's going to hit. We don't know what people are going to get. Like I didn't perform live, and I didn't said verses with double entendres that was crazy and stuff like that. And then somebody will come afterwards and be like, "Yo, that line was crazy. What did you say?" Like, and it'd be the simple stuff that I said.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just said, it was one verse while I was saying, I just said like, I choose salvation over social reform. And that was just something that was like basic to me, but somebody came to me and was like, "Yo, write that in my phone." That was crazy. And I'm like, that was connected to like the double entendre, like a lot of other crazy stuff. But it's like,
right.
But the way you closed it out, like that, put that down. So we don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what's going to hit our people, and we don't know, we just got to do it and make sure that it's truth in it, make sure that it's real, and that, you know what I'm saying, it records that
the
time.
The energy and the vibration, It reflects the love that was Christ, you know what I'm saying? The love that the Most High, or His graciousness, or His mercy toward us, our walk, and the music, because the brother Peasy, he said this a while ago. He said, man, you got to make your offering an able offering, in opposed to a Cain offering.
Right.
You don't just put anything on the table. Put your very best on the table. Go all the way out for the Most High.
Absolutely.
And create that and make sure that the backdrop of everything is reflecting that. You know what I'm saying? Reflecting that love, man. Because like I understand this inside myself. Bible closed. You could put together Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Nation of Islam, put all these people together, and the movement will not work if the movement don't start with us loving one another.
Absolutely.
See? So that become the end game. That become the last thing. And what we start to understand as we grow, because like you said, man, I was over there on 71st, and, I started to see, man, this thing is at a dead end.
Yeah.
So, but it don't stop growing because it increases. In Daniel 12:4, he tells Daniel to see, and this is the name of the radio station, to the increase of knowledge of truth. It's based on this verse. It says, seal up the book, Daniel. It's not for you. It's for those of the latter day, when many shall go to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. So if we looking for the end game to be in one place, then we denying the scripture. Because he say many shall go to and fro, and knowledge shall increase the more we get to the end.
So like you said, man, I seen it was at a roadblock, but that roadblock wasn't in you. And then if you talk to some of these younger brothers that's just coming in the truth, they starting out with love. You see what I'm saying?
About. Yeah.
So we see the Most High in the hearts and minds of the people, because knowledge should increase. Remember, Christ said, out of the mouth of babes he perfected praise, right? But he was quoting the Psalms when they say, out of the mouth of babes he ordained strength because of thy enemy. Now we ain't playing church. Now we're talking about how do we exceed the things that oppose us. Well, out of the mouth of babes. And if we precept all that together with, he called the end from the beginning, we should understand that this people gonna come together. We should understand that it's gonna be men, high-minded men that's working to tear it apart. But you can't be distracted by them. You have to cleave to your brothers and sisters that understand the love, of the Most High and what He's trying to establish in us, in the earth, not in la la land, not in your prayer closet. This stuff is in earth. Just gather yourself together, not in your prayer closet.
And it feels good to hear that. Man, it feels so good to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if anybody's a listener, if you want to know anything about me, man, I like to end it off is that my desire is just to become a free flowing vessel. Like, you know what I'm saying? A free flowing regenerative vessel. Like, toxins and, I think of yourself as like your mind is connected to like an intuitive pipe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and all of those, you know what I'm saying, lie-centered toxins and stuff like that is what blocks it up, like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But, like, I just want to eliminate that and just be a free-flowing, a free-flowing vessel. Like, if I could do that, then I feel like that I'd be at my apex, you know what I'm saying? So, everybody is the same way. I feel like everybody is the same way, and as we continue to grow, we'll really understand what that really means of being a vessel, like a vessel of the Most High. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's right.
Yeah, that ain't just quoting scriptures. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't just it's like it's so much more than that. You know what I'm saying?
I say it all the time, man. It's a bunch of brothers, man, that can quote the book from the back to the front, man. But when you look for the fruits of the Spirit, you can't find none.
Yeah.
Not even peace, what Christ said he left. He said, man, my peace I leave you. Here go one.
Absolutely.
Take this, and they can't even display that, but they the ones talking the most. None of it reflect a follower of Christ who his pure example was, man, I love you so much, man, I'm going to die for you, man. Even though y'all all knuckleheads and going the wrong way, I'm going to still do what I got to do for y'all. And that's following them.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? That's the book say we should walk as he walked. You know what I'm saying? You see the woman, she say, man, you got 5 husbands, right? But he didn't ever call her no harlot or, or whore or any of that. He told us to go and sin no more. So that's the compassion and the forgiveness that was in Christ. But in a lot of our brothers and sisters, that ain't in them. But looking for the increase and knowing that the Most High fulfill what he said he's going to fulfill, we know that this is going to come out of the hearts of the people. And if we look for it, we'll see and we'll find in more and more brothers that's more apt to love. They ain't apt to stand up and quote scripture and argue about scripture or argue about whether the Edomites made the storm or, the Most High in the control of the weather. All these is distractions, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to distract me and talk to me about stuff that has no part in us empowering ourselves as a people. Whereas when we say we Israel, we are proclaiming that we are the people of the power. We are the people connected to the Most High power. That's a big claim.
That's a big claim.
For you to sit back and be powerless. They killed Trayvon. I'm convinced that the only thing black people do good together right now is cry. They killed Tupac. Everybody, they killed Biggie Smalls. But when it's time to get real and do what we're supposed to do, ain't no unification. But we trust the Most High, and he said these things gonna come to be. We just got to learn how to play our part in them being, in it becoming our reality. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Hey, hey, heart of flesh, man. That's you confirmed it within me, man. As I interact with people, man. Like, hey, from a heart of stone to a heart of flesh, man. Like, hey, that's what we're talking about, man. That's what it's about.
So thank you again.
I know I won.
And definitely keep. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying I was in and out because I was talking to some brothers about some shows we got lined up and some other things. But man, hey man, I'm a hip hop head, man. You a heavy man. That C one, oh man, I was just telling John Boy, man, he got to step his bars up if he's gonna be able to come on after you. Yeah.
Ah, man. Shout out to John Boy, man. Shout out to John Boy. I know you. I ain't heard about it. No, I appreciate everything, and it's just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It's just the beginning for all of us.
Amen.
So grace and peace to you, brother, and then definitely stay in contact. You know what I'm saying? And we here. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be in contact with you though. Trying to do
absolutely, I appreciate it. Love everything, and it was a great night.
Amen. Love you. And thank you to everybody that tuned in. Next Monday again is episode 2 of the Hebrew Hip Hop Awards Season 2. The category is Album of the Year, and then that'll be at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. We'll be talking about some nominees for that, and then next Tuesday, most high willing, on not Hebrew Bars versus, but the People of the Book, we're gonna be doing the mixtape show, Volume 12. So it'll be music for 2 hours with Tamar on the ones and twos. No. It'll be fun. I look forward to playing some music. We ain't done that in a long time. So at the 7 Eastern, 6 Central.
Hold on, man. I thought, when do I get to do a mixtape, man? Hey, man, we're going to have a board meeting, man.
Where's the mute button? Where's the mute button?
Oh, my goodness.
So grace and peace to everybody. We love you, and until next time, be good to each other. Peace.
Conditioned to do the things you do. I know you've been conditioned to think the way you do. But it's hard to come out of sleep and reclaim your nationality. 'Cause you're not like all these other people. You are Israel, you're a set apart people. Oh yeah, come out of her, you're a set apart people. Oh yeah, come out of her, come out of her. Now before he formed you in your mother's womb, he chose you, yeah, he chose you. And before he created all these nations, oh yeah, he chose you, oh yeah, and that is why you gotta keep his law in the faith of his son, the black Messiah. And don't join in with these other nations. They're not like you. You're a set apart people. Oh yeah, come out of her. You're a set apart people. Oh yeah, come out of her. Come out of her. Israel, please separate and rely on your own people. 'Cause as you look around, we're not equal. Israel, there's gonna come a day when we will see Christ. And he's not just saving you, but us together. You're a set apart people.